Hello everyone, this is Darko 2012 of Global Government News, and I'm reading an article titled New Mobile Devices Will Soon Scan Your Naked Body on the Streets. And this was written by Paul Watson from Prison Planet or Infowars.com, whichever you prefer, on Friday, January 8th, 2009. Um, and it's going to talk about how these scanners, these body scanners, were basically being used at airports in order to get the public to um, accept them on the streets, like in at football stadiums or anywhere where it says down here where there's mass amounts of people. So I mentioned this in the other video because I've posted a lot of videos on these body scanners about how they would be used as almost like a beta test on the public at the airports because they know that everybody needs to fly. So they just subject them to them, and eventually they'll just break, and they'll just take it, and I guess this is what this article is talking about. So here we go. Naked body scanners are being readied to go mobile and scan you on the street, at football games, and any other event where masses of people are congregated, according to a leaked paper by Dutch authorities. As we have been warning all along, the tyranny now being metered out at airports was always intended to be rolled out on the streets, with mobile metal detectors already being stationed at various transport hubs in the UK in the name of stopping knife crime. Now Dutch police have announced that they are developing a mobile scanner that will, quote, see through people's clothing and look for concealed weapons. According to the confidential document, the scanner could first be used as an alternative to random body searches in high-risk areas. The mobile detector would enable the search to be carried out more quickly and would only be used on people suspected of carrying concealed weapons, reports Dutch News.nl. And let's see here. The device would also be used from a distance on groups of people and mass scans on crowds at events such as football matches. The biggest challenge is making it portable and ensuring it can carry out a scan in seconds. Giampiero Giarini, a professor at Eindhoven University, told the paper. So just stopping here, you can see just going to a football game now. They already have the police there. They have metal detectors, and in some cases, if it's a big enough event, they have the LRADs, the long-range acoustical devices. Um, they have they don't have license plate scanners at the stadiums, but that's just for the stadiums I'm talking about as far as security wise, and that's another way that that's like the next step. If they passes the airport and the people accept it, it goes to the football stadiums or the rail or the train stations. Um, but yeah, you got the license plate scanners too that scan your plate from a distance. You look on most of the major highways now, you see the cameras on those towers. Um, and So everything, this is the police state Big Brother grid that's uh, that's now in place. We don't have the CCTV cameras uh, in America everywhere like the UK, but if uh, if these people get their way, they will have them everywhere. But they just have to be able to convince the people to that they need them, that they want them. So they'll have to carry out enough fake terrorist attacks in order to get the public to accept them, to be scared enough. It says the aim is to develop and to deploy the device within 3 years, with police in major American and British cities already carrying out random searches of innocent people under routinely abused terrorism laws. Mobile scanners are likely to be added to their arsenal, especially if people had been trained to accept their use as routine in airports. So in other words, getting them conditioned to accept them. 3 years ago, leaked documents out of the Home Office revealed that authorities in the UK were working on proposals to fit lampposts with CCTV cameras that would X-ray scan passerbys and undress them in order to track terror suspects. The questions are when is this a useful addition to security, and when does it become unduly intrusive and worrying to the public? Said Professor Paul Wilkinson, a terrorism expert. Since everything that we see being installed at the airports is now gradually being introduced on the streets, how long will it be before mind reading devices that scan individuals for behavioral psychology, now being discussed for use in airports, are stationed on every major street corner? The technologies now being prepared, not just for the airport, but for our daily, everyday lives, are far more frightening and technologically advanced than anything George Orwell wrote about in 1984. Unless we stand up in union and say enough is enough, our world will become a literal high-tech prison grid characterized by a caste system of slaves and controllers. And they're right, because just you just imagine all the technology that we have can be controlled. It can be traced. These videos can be pulled, whatever. But that's kind of a side scenario. But uh, everything that you use with your computer, it's traced. Your emails is traced and tracked and monitored, and even these videos. That's what I was getting at. These YouTube videos, they do censor them. They censor comments, easily. Every time I post a comment, I have to refresh it in order for it to be posted. And I don't know if that's something that I'm doing, but um, when a cop pulls you over, the cops have so many tools now, and that's what I'm getting at. All the tools, all the technology that's out there now is all to be used against us. Or if like a mobile phone, right? We carry that around with us, but it does not just a big brother thing where the police or intelligence hubs um, can dial in to your cell phone and listen to your conversation or listen to anything, even if you have the phone turned off. You have to take the battery out. But if you have the battery in and the phone turned off, they can still tap into your phone and listen to a conversation. There's that. There's a Big Brother aspect, and there's the eugenics aspect of it causing men to go sterile from the basically frying their those parts down there, and the cancer from tumors. I'm sorry, from the cell phone emitting radiation. But yeah, so everything that is technological that we have now is is going to enslave us more. And there's so many things out there that we can use with technology that could be used for the betterment of our species, as far as growing food and all that. But I guess there's people that think there's too many people on the planet, and they really believe this. They're fervent about it, and they'll do they'll whatever means are necessary. Um, they think that it's better for the human race to just kill us off. But I know I sidetracked into eugenics, but that's how this all ties in. So we're like little cattle being herded, you know, into a big confined space, and technology is what is being used to herd us into our own demise. But the last thing I wanted to point out as far as this police state grid is, like the cop cars. That's a good example. Is the cop cars? How much technology that they have. I mean, now they have technology where they can turn your car off remotely. I mean, and then they have the sound things where they rumble your car, and I mean, and then you got these scanners. I mean, what about these people that have all these health conditions? I mean, people are gonna have heart attacks. They could have seizures. My dad gets seizures. He's epileptic. What if they do that to some poor old guy just driving, uh, and cause him to have a damn seizure or a heart attack going through these scanners? They don't care. They don't care. You know. And I know the cop, he may feel bad if that happens. I'm not saying that he wants it. He's gonna be laughing if he kills somebody like that. But that's a positive side effect in the eyes of the elites, right? So it's not just invasive. It's also very bad for your health. So, and it's also just to throw in there, knowing that you're being watched and spied on all the time is not healthy either for your mental state, right? If you know that you're being watched all the time, and whether you're doing anything wrong or not, that's going to get to you after a while. It's going to wear on you. It's going to fatigue you mentally. So there's all kinds of negative aspects of this, but But that's about it. So thanks everybody.